It's time for the PIAA Class 6A Boys Basketball Championship game between the Central Dauphin Rams and the Imhotep Charter Panthers. The PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by the NFHS Network. With the call of the game from the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, here's Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Giant Center. Tonight, the PIAA Radio Network presents the crowning game, the 2026 Basketball State Championships, as the Imhotep Panthers and the Central Dauphin Rams meet up for the boys 6A title. It's been a weekend of basketball here in Hershey, and this is the final event, the 6A boys final against the District 12 number 1 seed Imhotep Panthers and the District 3 champion Central Dauphin Rams. Imhotep is 25-6 overall in the season. Central Dauphin is 26-3. Alongside Rich Scarcella, my name is Bob McCool. Welcome aboard, everybody, as we get you set for this basketball game. And it is definitely, most definitely, big boy basketball tonight, and also history potentially on the line as well for Imhotep. Andre Noble and the Panthers looking for their 11th state championship. That would be a new PIAA record as they begin play tonight, tied with Newman Goretti and Kennedy Catholic at 10 state championship victories so far in their program's history. And so they're looking for history. Central Dauphin is looking for history as well, because they have never won a state championship in high school boys basketball. So it kind of starts with that, Rich, in this context. Not only do you have a program with great pedigree, but you have a coach with incredible pedigree. Andre Noble, 25 seasons. He's won over 550 games. And then there's Seth Leonard, who's been around the game of basketball. He grew up as a York High kid, has coached in and around the area, but a first-year head coach at Central Dauphin. It is quite the incredible juxtaposition of programs and coaching tenure.
Yes, it's quite a contrast. Andre Noble, let's talk about him first, Bob. You and I have known him for a long time. Me going back to when I covered Kutztown University basketball and was doing stories on some of his former players. Think about this. He is 10-0 in state finals. Not just won 10 championships. He hasn't lost.
Yep.
He is 75-8 in PIAA tournament history. The Panthers have a chance to be the first school to win PIAA titles in 5 classes.
They have won the 2A, the 3A, the 4A, and the 5A, winning the 5A most recently in 2024, their last 3 titles. They won 3 in a row from 22, 23, and 24 at the 5A level. Last year, they lost in the state semifinals to Father Judge, who went on to win the state championship. And we'll talk about the matchups between Father Judge and Imhotep tonight as this game progresses, because it has been a very interesting competition over the last 2 years. But last year, Imhotep was not in this state championship. Last year, Central Dauphin was coached by Wayne Fletcher, and an outstanding player in his son, Wayne Fletcher II, who's now playing at the Naval Academy. Wayne Fletcher resigned his position at Central Dauphin as a really good and very well respected coach in and around District 3, but he wanted to go see his son play basketball, and you can't deny him that opportunity. So the program opens up, the job opens up. Seth Leonard said, hey, I'm interested. He gets the job. And he comes in, and interesting to us, Rich, in the conversation with him, and he was a great conversation with and his coaching staff. And they talked about the fact he has his coaching staff. What did I say in that first practice? And they said that you said that the end goal is to get to and play for a state championship.
He said this is the first day to prepare for a state championship.
Right.
And he didn't know much about the personnel with the Rams until after he was hired. He's very, very impressive to speak with. And so is Andre Noble for that matter. But really, Seth Leonard really engaging. We had a nice conversation with him. This is Central Dauphin's first appearance in a state final. Okay? They're 14-12 in their 13th appearance. They have a 21-game winning streak, Bob, and their losses, they lost last year in the first round at Springford, 59-53. So they reached the semifinals in 2012, but they've never been here for the ultimate game.
Here is the path to get here. First for Imhotep. They started out after winning the District 12 championship and beating Father Judge in what truly was the city championship. Father Judge was the Catholic League champion. Imhotep was the Public League champion. and they meet for the city championship, and Imhotep wins that game over Father Judge by a final score of 61-59. That's just getting started between those two, by the way, in addition to what happened a season ago. But for Imhotep, they started out with a win over Garnet Valley, the District 1 number 8 seed, no problem, 70-40. They then took on York High, Seth Leonard's alma mater, the District 3 number 4 seed, 68-45. Nasir Barnes, who was an outstanding scorer, Imhotep held him to 6 points in the first half. He was averaging over 25 a game for York High, but the Panthers shut him down in the first half. He ended up scoring some points in the fourth quarter at the free throw line. Then they took on District 11 champion Parkland, one of the teams who beat them. There's an unbelievable story there that we heard from Andre Noble, but they made Parkland pay for beating them earlier in the season by beating them 70-39, and then a rematch with the District 12 runner-up Father Judge, and Imhotep got them again, 51-48, actually got them 3 times in this season. So that's the path for Imhotep. For Central Dauphin, the District 3 champion, they beat Central York 58-52 in the District 3 championship. They took on District 1 10 seed Pennsbury, beat them 64-45 in round 1. Then another District 1 team in Souderton, 68-55, the victory for Central Dauphin. Then the District 7 runner-up, Newcastle, they beat them 54-43. And then the District 7 champion, Upper St. Clair, they beat them by a final score of 55-52. And what's interesting to me about that, Rich, is the competition for Central Dauphin in those 2 games, and beating Newcastle and then Upper St. Clair. Again, District 7 runner-up and District 7 champion. But Newcastle is a team that is very athletic and guard-oriented and gets up and down the floor. Upper St. Clair is a big basketball team with Ryan Robbins, who is a Division I football offensive line prospect, among others, and Central Dauphin was able to beat them as well. So they beat 2 very different teams in a matter of a couple of days in a quarterfinal and a state semifinal. I think that's a really good lesson for Central Dauphin in beating that kind of different competition. It's going to be more of what they faced in Newcastle when they're going up against Imhotep, but it's still a very valuable lesson to, and I think an impressive thing to beat that very contrasting style of teams.
Yeah, Newcastle and Upper St. Clair were predicted to advance really far in the state tournament, and Central Dauphin took care of both of them, one in the quarterfinals and one in the semifinals. Really impressive back-to-back wins for the Rams.
Here is the starting lineup for Andre Noble's Imhotep Panthers. Again, 25 seasons for Coach Noble, 553 wins in his career. And Rich said it, 10 state championships and unbeaten in all of them. 10-0 in state championship game appearances for Andre Noble and Imhotep. And the 5 who will go for him tonight, forwards, Daiudo Nair, 6'4", and a sophomore, along with Zaire Muhammad Gray, 6'8", and a junior. Latif Lorenzano White, 6'4", and a senior. Kevin Benson, 6'4", and a junior. And the sophomore point guard, 5'11", Ian Smith. Andre Noble said this team goes with the speed of Ian Smith. He is incredibly fast with the ball in his hands, and they want that to happen. For Seth Leonard and the Central Dauphin Rams, it is technically 2 forwards, but it's really 5 guards in the mix, despite the height of all of them. Jelani Easter, 6'6", and a senior, the lone senior for Central Dauphin. Lorenzano White, the lone senior who starts for Imhotep. But Jelani Easter is a 6'6" forward. Jared DeLimpio, a 6'2" junior. Khalil Roberts, 6'4", and a junior. And it's the Starling brothers. Shakur is a junior. Shaheem is a freshman, both at 6'2". And Shaheem Starling, the freshman, has been starting for Seth Leonard and Central Dauphin since day one. He gets to go against the Imhotep Panthers in a state championship tonight here from the Giant Center. We'll take a timeout. We're back with a tip-off live on the PIAA Radio Network.
Get ready for Hoops Fest, the Mid-Atlantic region's largest outdoor 3-on-3 basketball tournament for all ages on Saturday, July 18th. Downtown Altoona, Pennsylvania transforms into a street basketball paradise with hundreds of teams and thousands of players and fans from multiple states. We offer divisions for every age and skill level. Register your team now at hoopsfest.net. Registration is open, so secure your spot for Hoops Fest, the can't-miss basketball event of the summer.
Fans, you can have it in white, chocolate, strawberry, or practically any flavor you like. It's the beauty of milk, and no other drink quenches a king-size thirst like milk. After practice, reach beyond the colas and other drinks. and get your hands on a tall, cold glass of milk and enjoy. Whole milk, whole nutrition. The PIAA thanks the Allied Milk Producers of Pennsylvania for supplying our athletes with delicious chocolate milk for their bus rides home after today's championships.
Right now, PIAA fans can save big on Big Ten Plus. Stream the 2026-2027 Big Ten men's and women's basketball with 2,700 more events across the Big Ten this season. Go to big10plus.com and make sure you enter the code PIAABB when selecting an annual pass at checkout to secure 1 year of Big Ten Plus for only $30, a $60 value.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Quick look again at the starting lineups again for Imhotep and Andre Noble as they're about to be introduced here at the Giant Center. Ian Smith, 5'11", sophomore guard. Kevin Benson, 6'4", and a junior. Latif Lorenzano White, 6'4", and a senior. Zahir Muhammad Gray, 6'8", and a junior. Dauda Nair, a 6'4", sophomore. That's the starting five for Imhotep. Central Dauphin and Seth Leonard will have Jelani Easter, 6'6", and a senior. Jared D'Olimpio, 6'2", and a junior. Khalil Roberts, 6'4", and a junior. Shakur Starling and Shaheem Starling, 6'2". Shakur is a junior, and Shaheem is a freshman. Scoring averages for Central Dauphin, it's a very balanced lineup led by Shakur Starling at 17.4, 12.8 for Jelani Easter, 12.1 for D'Olimpio, and 11.9 for Khalil Roberts. For Imhotep, they are led by Muhammad Gray, who missed all but 2 games a year ago with a knee injury. He's averaging 16 a game. Latif Lorenzano White, committed to Drexel University, averaging 12.5 a game. Ian Smith and Kevin Benson, 9 a game. Rich, one of the things we talked about with Andre Noble, I said, look, I've heard a lot about Zahir Muhammad Gray and his passing ability. And Andre said, yeah, he's a pretty good passer. I said, you kind of consider him a point forward. He said, he can handle the basketball, but we're a lot faster when Ian Smith is handling the basketball.
Yeah, no question about it. Muhammad Gray's averaging 16 points and 7 rebounds a game. Andre tells us he will play at the high major level in 2 years. He's a 6'8" junior. Noble has done such a great job developing the Division I talent over the years. We were here 3 years ago when they won the 5A championship against Exeter Township. Saw Justin Edwards now with the 76ers. Just an outstanding program at Imhotep.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, it's tip-off time. The final again of the PIAA 2026 State Basketball Championships, Imhotep and Central Dauphin, when we return to Hershey after this, live on the PIAA Radio Network.
Fans, head over to Hershey's Chocolate World and experience a free chocolate making tour that ends with a Hershey's sample. Visit our exciting attractions, create your own candy bar, learn the art of chocolate tasting, or embark on a whimsical train ride to magical Hershey candy lands without leaving your seat. Treat yourself to a delicious milkshake or mouth-watering chocolate chip cookie. And shop for all of your favorites at the world's largest Hershey's store. We'll see you soon at Hershey's Chocolate World. Attention fans, get your next game day ticket using Hometown. As the official online ticketing partner of the PIAA, Hometown gives you a simple and secure way to search, buy, and scan your ticket right from your phone. Download the Hometown Fan app from your mobile app store today.
Fans, during today's action, head to hoopsfest.net and select your favorite player for the 2026 PIAA HoopsFest All-Championship team. Visit hoopsfest.net and vote now. While there, register for Pennsylvania's largest outdoor 3-on-3 basketball tournament on Saturday, July 18th in downtown Altoona.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
A fabulous rendition of the national anthem by Carly Green of Marion Catholic High School. And we are set to go for the 6A championship alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Hope you've been enjoying our coverage of the PIAA championships on the PIAA Radio Network all weekend long. We know we have. We know you have, and we hope you continue to do so moving forward. It's a brand new adventure for all of us and the PIAA Radio Network and the PIAA. We hope to have the new executive director of the PIAA, Mark Byers, on with us at halftime, but we are ready to get going here at the Giant Center in Hershey for Imhotep, the visiting team in the black uniforms with the red and white trim. The Central Dauphin Rams in the home whites with the green trim and the home crowd advantage as well. It is a great turnout for Central Dauphin High School and a great turnout as well for this 6A state final.
It's a great turnout in the afternoon doubleheader involving Trinity boys who won their first title in 23 years. This is a much larger crowd.
Bruce Weinstock, Jason McDermott, and Michael Burnside out of District 2 are our officiating crew, and a quick three from Shakur Starling for Central Dauphin. Rims out, no good. Ian Smith quickly pushes the ball up the floor, as we told you he would. Some trouble handling the ball by Muhammad Gray. Turnover for Imhotep. Back the other way, and quickly off the glass for two is Shakur Starling.
Turning defense into offense. The Rams do it there very effectively.
Andre Noble said something that was a bit of a stunner to us. He said, my concern about Central Dauphin is they're more athletic than we are. Not too many people say that against Imhotep. And there's a change quickly, and flying high is Daouda Nair on the alley-oop. We are even at 2.
That was spectacular.
That quickly the game is tied. As I said, get ready for some big boy basketball. That's something you don't see a whole lot over the course of the weekend, but an alley-oop to get Imhotep on the board. Here's Easter pulling up for a jumper around Muhammad Gray, comes up empty, and the rebound is gathered up by Nair, and Imhotep has it back, now looking for its first lead. Smith from one end to the other with a tough shot, no good. Ball is rebounded by Shaheem Starling, kicks it up to big brother Shakur. He drives inside, gets two defenders up in the air, off the glass, he missed it.
Great fake, got, as you said, two defenders on him, had an open shot and just couldn't finish.
Kevin Benson pulls down the rebound. He brings the ball up the floor for Imhotep. We're a minute and a half in, tied at 2. CD with a trap, but a kick ball stops play. It'll stay Imhotep basketball.
Central Dauphin opens up in a man-to-man, but Seth Leonard told us he will mix up defenses throughout the game.
Smith, the sophomore, guarded by Shaheem Starling, the freshman. Again, one senior starter in both lineups as the ball is poked away by Starling, and Imhotep will reset. Benson, Smith, Muhammad Gray, Lorenzo White, and Nair, the 5 on the floor for Imhotep. To the corner for Nair, gonna pop for 3. Nair not there for his scoring, scores the first 5 for Imhotep. They have their first lead as a result from his corner 3. Jared D'Olimpio, the best outside shooter for Central Dauphin, gives it up for Jelani Easter.
Imhotep also playing man-to-man defense.
Roberts spins in the paint, pump fake, and off the glass for 2.
Nice move by Roberts.
Lil Roberts, CD showing some patience in the paint, trying to get Imhotep up in the air. Roberts makes it a 1-point game at 5-4. There's the trap by CD. Benson dribbles between it, drives to the hole, and finishes high at the rim.
You can see his quickness on that drive. Wow.
Kevin Benson averages 9 a game, gets his first 2. It's 7-4. Imhotep on top, 5:20 left to go in the first. Easter and Shaheem Starling playing catch out near half court. Rich said straight up man-to-man for Imhotep. Easter having trouble trying to get away from Muhammad Gray. Gets inside, 4 defenders around him, and Muhammad Gray comes up with a block. Shaheem Starling ends up coming back with a basketball for CD. Drives, floater, bucket is good, and a foul. Shaheem Starling, the freshman, with the floater for 2 and contact.
No nerves for Shaheem Starling. Beautiful drive, pull up, and is at the line to convert a 3-point play.
Foul on Latif Lorenzo White. First foul against Imhotep, and the freshman after the bucket at the free throw line, shooting to make it a 3-point play and to try to tie this game up if he can convert. And he does. We are even at 7.
Central Dauphin full court pressure. They will alternate, as we said.
Quickly brought up the floor, and the ball is kicked again. Lorenzo White bringing the ball up the floor that time. The ball kicked and stopped, and so it stays Imhotep basketball. They will now inbound underneath their own bucket. Tied at 7, 4:53 left to go in quarter number 1. Central Dauphin never been past the state semifinals before. Inbounds, Benson for three, up and not there. Tipped up once, tipped up a second time at home. It's Ian Smith in there at 5'11" to tip it up and tip it back in. And Imhotep's back up on top 9-7. First shot was missed by Nair, but tipped in by Benson to make it 9-7. CD kicks it to the corner for their leading scorer in Shakur Starling. Trying to get a man up in the air, can't do so. Kicks it back for Roberts, top of the key for three, rims out. And there to clean up the glass all by himself is Lorenzano White. Quickly up ahead in the open floor, driving inside, contact, and now finally there's the whistle and a foul. It's going to be an offensive foul called on Zaire Mohammed Gray.
No, I think it might be on Nair, Bob, on the shot. No, you're right, Mohammed Gray. My fault.
So the first on Mohammed Gray, another turnover for Imhotep as two defenders fell to the ground at the penetration of Mohammed Gray.
I thought the official was calling it on Nair going to the basket, but no, he called it on Mohammed. So
it's 9-7. Imhotep still on top, CD with the basketball. We're inside the halfway mark now of period number one. Shakur Starling gives it back to Shaheem, who kicks it back to Roberts. Thought about the corner two, decides not to. Takes it to the paint, kicks it back for Easter, right in front of the Imhotep bench. Back out high for Roberts.
A lot of pump fakes by Central Dauphin, as Seth Lunder told us, to try to get Imhotep off its feet.
It worked exceptionally well inside the paint. Imhotep right now straight up man-to-man again. And Starling trying to beat his man Nair off the dribble, turned it over. First turnover for CD. Back the other way to the rim, no good by Lorenzano White. And hustling down to come down with a rebound is Shaheem Starling. So one and done in transition for Imhotep. It stays 9-7. Roberts out near half court. Imhotep sags off. Easter guarded by Mohammed Gray. CD spreading the floor a little bit here, running some time on the clock. Started this possession with 3:15. We're now at 2:50. Easter dribbling out on the center circle. Gives it up for Roberts. Down by two. CD showing some patience here, trying to maybe tire out Imhotep a bit. CD a bit deeper. They'll go 9, maybe 10 deep. Imhotep probably about 8. Neither team has substituted as of yet, with now 2:20 left to go in the first. Very different approach this time for CD. Very patient. Starling trying to penetrate, trying to find some separation. Nothing there. Easter kicks it back for Starling. A long three is money. Shakur Starling drills it, and CD's back up on top.
Andre Noble thought there was a traveling violation on CD before the made three.
Starling with the three. He's got 5. The lead is 1 for Central Dauphin, 10-9 Rams. 1:50 left to go in the first. Benson off the screen from Nair, but it's an illegal screen. We're going the other way. Daouda Nair with the illegal screen, his first foul, 3rd against Imhotep. And the second player control foul that leads to a turnover. A couple of subs at the scores table for the Panthers. Rocky Johnson, 6'4" sophomore, will check in. Malik Brown, a 6'6" junior, will check in as well. That's going to lead us to a media timeout. Comes with 1 minute and 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Exactly what we expected between these two teams. Central Dauphin 10, Imhotep 9. Back on the PIAA Radio Network right after this.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
The PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years. If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
1 minute, 46 seconds remaining in quarter number one. 10-9, Central Dauphin on top. A bit of a contentious timeout. Andre Noble not happy. He thought the Central Dauphin Rams had traveled with the basketball. They didn't get the whistle, and instead Shakur Starling buries a three. On the other side, Imhotep comes up empty. CD has the basketball following the timeout. Still a 10-9 game with Imhotep going to the bench and bringing in two subs in Johnson and Brown right before the stoppage. Ian Smith stays out there. Zahir Muhammad Gray stays out there as well as Latif Lorenzana-White. So those three starters still on the floor. CD still the starting five out there. Shakur Starling tries to drive, slips on the floor, and turns it over as Ian Smith comes back the other way with the basketball. Good job by CD to get back defensively. As Malik Brown drives himself into the paint, puts up a little baby hook and scores.
Nice stop by Brown to turn around, spin, scores.
Just into the game, and he puts Imhotep right back up on top in our third lead change of this first quarter, 11-10. Imhotep back up on top, inside of a minute to go in the first. Easter, Shakur Starling. Jared D'Olimpio, Khalil Roberts, and Jelani Easter, the five on the floor for Central Dauphin. Down to 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Easter sees an opening, drives to the paint, it's swatted out of bounds by Zahir Muhammad Gray with the rejection. 6'6" goes up against 6'8", and Muhammad Gray wins the battle at the rim. Zahir Muhammad Gray has not yet scored for Imhotep, but making his presence known on the defensive end. Down to 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Starling brothers have combined for 8 of the 10 so far for Central Dauphin. Shakur, the elder brother, has the ball in his hands right now. Guarded by Malik Brown. A little hand check going on between the two of them. The officials let him play.
Hand fighting.
Starling up and under and a reverse and gets two more. Shakur Starling with a reverse underneath. Back on top, Central Dauphin. Down to two.
Foul.
And a foul committed with 2.4 left. Foul committed by Central Dauphin. That's just the first foul against the Rams, so they had fouls and time to work through. Foul is going to be on Shakur Starling. So Imhotep will have the basketball with 2.4. A couple substitutions in here. Jackson Davenport, 5'9", senior, comes into the game for Central Dauphin. Cameron Devan, a 6'2", junior, also into the game for the Rams. With 2.4 left to go in the quarter, Imhotep to inbound. Muhammad Gray for three, good if it goes, and it does.
My.
Catch, turnaround three for Zahir Muhammad Gray, and with that, Imhotep regains the lead at the end of the quarter. 5 lead changes in the first. We got ourselves a dandy. The boys 6A state championship after one. Imhotep 14, Central Dauphin 12. A timeout and back with period number 2 live on the PIAA Radio Network.
Cornerstone Business Graphics is proud to be a preferred vendor of the PIAA and offer custom wearables, promotional items, signage, banners, and so much more. Cornerstone is also home to MarketLogo.com, your source for online school store needs. School stores are a great way to raise funds and promote school spirit. Cornerstone is your one stop for all your school's promotional gear. Check us out at cbizgraphics.com. It's Cornerstone Business Graphics. Huddle is proud to partner with the PIAA. Huddle is an industry leader in video analysis software and game breakdowns, designed to make your program stronger and your players better. To learn more, visit HUDL.com.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
We start period number 2 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Quite a run through the last minute or change of that first quarter between Central Dauphin and Imhotep. 4 lead changes, 4 of the 5 lead changes in the quarter in the last minute and change. And it was ultimately changed at the end on the buzzer beater as Zahir Muhammad Gray, who had taken just 1 shot so far in the first quarter, made the catch and the turnaround jumper, nothing but net from 3-point range. He gave Imhotep the lead after 1.
he was so composed with 2.4 seconds left. That was an NBA play and an NBA shot.
Talking with Andre Noble about his 6'8" junior and how much last year hurt him. Knee injury, torn ACL after game 2, and he said he had never experienced an injury of any significance before, and the mental anguish of knowing how his sophomore year was wiped out and his team needed him. But he did not lose sight of the weight room in the off time. He went from 195 pounds at 6'8" to 225 pounds. He looks like a tight end on the football team right now. He knows where the weight room is, and he's a lot stronger. And as Andre said, he is a big-time prospect. Catch and shoot 3 for Imhotep on the inbounds. Lorenzana White, no good. Rebounded by Malik Brown, dumps it off for Lorenzana White, no good on the putback. Fight for the rebound, and a foul is called on a push-off. And they're looking at Muhammad Gray, and if so, that's number 2.
It is number 2. 3 chances for Imhotep, couldn't convert.
They get Zaire Muhammad Gray on the push. His second foul, he's coming out. Rocky Johnson, 6'4" sophomore, will check in for Imhotep. So the Panthers down their leading scorer in Muhammad Gray, 16 a game, out with 2 fouls early on here in quarter number 2. Central Dauphin has the ball for the first time in the quarter. 14-12, Imhotep on top. Jelani Easter, the tallest Central Dauphin Ram at 6'6", handling the basketball. Call somebody out high. It's D'Olimpio. D'Olimpio quiet so far in this one. To the corner for Roberts. Roberts trying to back down a defender, trying to get him up in the air. Malik Brown won't move. Gives it back for Easter instead. Easter looking for somebody to cut. Lots of stagnant players right now on Central Dauphin's offense.
Not much room on offense either. Panthers smothering them.
Gives it up for D'Olimpio from right side to left. Off the screen, D'Olimpio picks up his dribble. Kicks it back for Shaheem Starling. Back into that 4 corners look.
They have the ball for now about 45, 50 seconds.
They did this earlier, and then that's when Shakur Starling hit the 3 that gave him a lead. Patient, working for an opportunity. Kick out Roberts for 3. Around the rim and no. Bodies flying up high. Malik Brown touched it last. Out of bounds. Central Dauphin gets another look. Brown came flying from the foul line, but just could not control the rebound. And CD gets it inbounds instead. Starling just gets it in to beat the 5-second violation. For Easter and back to Shaheem Starling. Trying to beat his man Smith off the dribble, and Dawes to the rim, no. Battle for the rebound, and ultimately picked up by Ian Smith on a bounce. And a reach-in foul going to be called against Central Dauphin, and I believe it was Shaheem Starling who reached in. No, it was Easter. Jelani Easter on the foul. It's his first, first in the second quarter against Central Dauphin.
Bob, we have seen players this weekend who are flying to the rim for rebounds. I don't remember seeing this many on the floor at the same time.
Daouda Nair, who started the game for Imhotep with an alley-oop dunk, back on the floor.
Oh, wow.
As Rocky Johnson goes from one end to the other, went right through the CD defense and finishes at the rim. Gives the Imhotep Panthers a 4-point lead at 16-12.
CD defender was waiting to draw the charge, and Johnson just made a slide move past him and scored.
Shaheem Starling trying to get by Smith, and now we're going to get a foul on the reach-in, I believe, on Ian Smith. It is Ian Smith's first personal, second against Imhotep here in quarter number 2. Jackson Davenport, 5'9" senior, will check into the game now for Central Dauphin as Shaheem Starling will come out. .5:35 left to go in the first half. 16-12, Imhotep on top. D'Olimpio trying to get away from the length of Lorenzana White. Gives it up for Roberts on the baseline. Guarded by Kevin Benson. Kick out. Starling for 3 more. This is off the back iron. Rebounded by Nair. Back the other way comes Imhotep. Benson with a basketball. Sees a double team. Reverses his ground. Needs some help and gets it across half court to Rocky Johnson. Johnson carried it in the process.
No doubt about that one.
Turnover Imhotep.
Carried the ball. Trying to make a cut to the left.
Turnover number 4 against the Panthers. CD gets it back. It's a 2-0 quarter right now after an explosive final couple minutes of the first quarter. Second quarter a bit stagnant. We're 2 minutes and 50 seconds into it.
Central Dauphin has had 2 very lengthy possessions. This is their third possession of the third quarter. Second quarter, 3 minutes into it.
It's an offense that averages 67 a game, actually more so than Imhotep, who averages 63 a game. Roberts off a screen will drive and slam it down.
Nobody home for the Panthers.
No help defensively off the high screen. Khalil Roberts with the dunk to make it a 2-point game again at 16-14. Smith quickly up the floor, up off the glass. No. Roberts gathers up the rebound. Central Dauphin has it back. Allen pass for Delimpio. The 2-on-1. Delimpio all the way to the rim. Scored and a foul. Jared Delimpio took it himself, got the contact, got the bucket, and now we'll get a free throw.
He had a teammate open on the left side, but Delimpio decided to take it to the rack himself, scored, and drew the foul.
Rocky Johnson on the foul. Sophomore made the mistake. If you're going to make that foul, make sure he doesn't make the layup. He got both. And Delimpio now with a chance to put Central Dauphin back up on top if he can convert the three-point play. 4:32 left to go in period number 2. And Central Dauphin's junior Jared Delimpio at the free throw line. Averages 12.1 points per game. He misses the free throw. And on the bounce, Roberts gets it back. Kick out for Delimpio on 3. That's short. And Johnson has the rebound. We're tied at 16. Johnson needs help. Gets it back for his sophomore point guard, Ian Smith. Central Dauphin tries to trap him. He's too quick. Swings it around for Benson. Tries to drive right side. Lost the handle. Turnover, Imhotep. Good defense by Shakur Starling. He's got the ball across half court for Central Dauphin. Step back for 3. Short. Benson has the rebound. Imhotep back the other way.
And one thing that Andre Noble was right about, and we're seeing it, Central Dauphin comes at you from different directions.
3 from Lorenzana White, no good. CD coming back the other way, and there's another bump on the foul in transition to deny the layup. Ian Smith commits the foul. That's going to be his second. So foul trouble starting to concern Imhotep here a little bit. Zahir Muhammad Gray already on the bench with 2. Ian Smith just picked up his second. And that's going to lead us to a timeout with 3:49 left to go. It's a beauty at the 6A final. 16-16 is our score. Imhotep and Central Dauphin tied. We're back at the PIAA Radio Network right after this.
Today's game is streaming live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Today's PIAA Radio Network broadcast is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years. Just like our local student athletes, Wayne Bank believes in hard work, teamwork, and commitment to excellence. From Friday night lights to championship moments, Wayne Bank is proud to support the schools, families, and communities that make scholastic sports so special. Wayne Bank, every day better, member FDIC.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network.
3 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first half of the boys 6A state championship in Richmond. Whenever we get to this point, there's always that period on the Saturday, the PIAA championships, and basketball been going on since Thursday at noon. And all of a sudden, there's just a different bounce in the building in the 6A final because bodies are flying and people are flying around the rim, and we're getting exactly that so far.
And I think what's added to it is the number of Central Dauphin fans in the building. Very, very strong support for the Rams. And yes, this intensity level is incredible.
Johnny Shirey, a 6'9 junior, will check into the game for the first time for Central Dauphin. So get some more size on the floor for the Rams. Comes the tallest player on the floor. And CD will inbound the basketball, tied at 16. Halfway through quarter number 2. Shakur Starling, who's got 7 of Central Dauphin's 16, trying to get it inside for Shirey. He's poked away, gets it right back, and goes right to the rim and scores.
He's fearless.
Shakur Starling now with 9. CD back up on top, 18-16 Rams. Benson trying to avoid the trap, gets it up ahead for Lorenzano White, who goes right to the rim and scores 2 more.
Impressive.
Talk about fearless. They go right at the rim on the opposite side. We're tied at 18. First 2 points for Latif Lorenzano White. Back on the other side, 3 from D'Olimpio was off the mark, rebounded by Nair. 3 minutes exactly remaining in a half. Smith needs some help, gets it from Benson to get it across half court. Imhotep now sets up their offense. Lorenzano White to the corner to Nair. Zaire Muhammad Gray with those 2 fouls back on the floor for Imhotep. He has it on the low post, guarded by D'Olimpio, trying to back him down. Little baby hook, count the bucket in on the foul as well. He is a grown man posting up down low. And D'Olimpio at 6'2" was just no match for this length and the strength of Muhammad Gray posting up. Scores the bucket and commits the foul. Actually, no, they didn't post it against D'Olimpio. I'm not sure who they called on that foul. D'Olimpio was the man who was guarding him. Doesn't matter for Muhammad Gray. He makes the free throw. He's got 6. Imhotep back up on top by that 3, 21-18.
Easter, Shakur Starling.
Traveling violation in the backcourt. Just into the game, Cameron Devan traveled before he got rid of the basketball. CD's first turnover of the second quarter. And Imhotep with a 3-point lead will get it right back. 7th lead change of the game has the Panthers back up on top with 2:35 left in the first half. Benson into the game for Imhotep for the first time is 5'11" junior Sean Banks. Along with Nair, Muhammad Gray, and Lorenzano White. Muhammad Gray, an excellent passer, swings it around for Lorenzano White. Trying to go to the right side, double team, gives it up on the screen and roll for Nair, blocked in a foul. Screen and roll executed by Lorenzano White and Diudo Nair, and a foul called in the process against Central Dauphin.
And Muhammad Gray was on the left block trying to get position, and I thought that's where they were going to go to.
Foul's called on Cameron Devan. That's his first, team's third. So Diudo Nair will shoot 2. Nair scored the first 5 points in the game for Imhotep. That's his first point since then on the first of 2 free throws. Shirey back out of the game for Central Dauphin, and Jelani Easter back in. Nair's second is also good. Largest lead of the game for either side is a 5-point advantage right now for Imhotep at 23-18.
Full court pressure by the Panthers.
Starling across half court to Easter and a nice catch. Along with Kalani Roberts.
You get drop into a 3-2 zone.
D'Olimpio and Devan, the 5 on the floor right now for Central Dauphin. Rich said back into a 3-2 zone defense for Imhotep. With 1:50 left to go in quarter number 2. Imhotep with a 5-point advantage at 23-18. Easter comes up high, but a timeout called before that. Timeout called by Central Dauphin. Be the first timeout called by either side. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take one with the Rams. With 1:39 left to go in the first half, Imhotep 23, Central Dauphin 18. Ram basketball. We're back to Hershey after this.
Becoming a champion is an incredible accomplishment, especially at a level as competitive as the PIAA. That's why the Faulkner Automotive Group proudly salutes the student athletes and their families for making it this far. When it's time to upgrade your vehicle, choose any of the 31 Faulkner dealerships in Philadelphia, Lancaster, Bethlehem, Harrisburg, or Mechanicsburg. You'll find award-winning teams doing business the right way and a fast and easy buying experience. Compare low prices on thousands of vehicles and find the one that's perfect for you. Faulkner, to be sure.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network.
1 minute, 39 seconds remaining in period number 2. 23-18, Imhotep on top of Central Dauphin. Rams called a timeout. They've got the basketball.
Bob, I think Seth Leonard is trying to shorten the game in some respects with these lengthy possessions. So far, they've had 8 possessions here in the second quarter. And they're holding the ball, trying to wear down the Panthers and make them impatient defensively.
Problem now for Central Dauphin is they do trail by 5 points. It's not an insurmountable lead, quite obviously, but playing slower and more deliberate, kind of playing into the lead for Imhotep right now.
Against a 3-2 zone, remember, the corners are always going to be open.
D'Olimpio is in one corner. Shakur Starling is in the other. Now D'Olimpio comes out to half court, and Roberts will head into that corner instead. And now Starling also comes out to half court.
And again, the Rams are not in foul trouble. This is just a tactic by Seth Leonard. Just let's be patient.
Right.
Let's not play ourselves out of this game.
Roberts between the circles, gives it up for Starling. Feeds it inside to Easter, right to the rim and off the glass with the left hand. Jelani Easter right into the middle of that zone, gets his first 2. 23-20 now our score. Banks trapped right at half court, needs some help, bounces it off of a Central Dauphin Ram, but we got a couple of whistles. Let's find out what we got.
It's off. Oh, wow.
They're going to say it's Central Dauphin basketball. As Banks was trapped, tried to bounce it off a Central Dauphin Ram knee, and the officials got together and decided that was last touched by Imhotep, and so it will be turnover Panthers.
It happened right in front of us, but we can't see the sideline, so we don't know if it was off Imhotep or Central Dauphin, but the officials ruled it was off Imhotep.
Banks comes out, Rocky Johnson back in for Imhotep. Again, Ian Smith, their sophomore point guard, on the bench with 2 fouls.
And CD is holding the ball, no doubt about this one.
And also, the zone helps to protect Zaire Muhammad Gray, who's on the floor with 2 fouls. It's 15 seconds left to go. CD obviously holding for 1 here to finish the half. Down by 3. Ball in the hands of Jelani Easter with inside of 10 seconds to go. He's directing traffic. The lone senior out there. Flip it around. Starling open for 3 and the tie. Got it! Shakur Starling with his second 3 of the half. Sends us to the locker rooms even from the corner. Starling with 12 first half points, and we are tied. Boys 6A state championship. Imhotep looking for history, looking for their 11th state championship in program history. Central Dauphin looking for their first, and we are even through 16 minutes. 23-23 is our score. We're taking a timeout. We're back on the PIAA Radio Network with halftime right after this.
Max Preps is your source for Pennsylvania high school sports. Schedules, stats, scores, rosters, rankings, video, and photos. Max Preps gives you access to every team, every game, and every player across the state. Follow your favorite teams by downloading the Max Preps app or go to maxpreps.com. Max Preps, your source for Pennsylvania high school sports. Get in the game. The PIAA would like to thank Preferred Headwear and Headbrand supplier Outdoor Cap and Junk Brands for their continued sponsorship of PIAA athletics. Their products are built to perform with style from the sidelines to the stands. Visit junkbrands.com to learn more.
The PA Attorney General's Office and the PIAA remind you to not let pain become a killer. If you suspect a teammate, family member, or friend of abusing prescription drugs, tell a coach, tell a teammate, tell a teacher, tell someone. For help and information, go to ddap.pa.gov, and together we can ensure that pain doesn't become a killer. Together, we bring more. Celebrate the milestones, big and small, in life, from your first state championship win to a family get-together. And make them more meaningful with beef. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for beef recipe inspirations and more. Get a head start on your career in exciting fields like science, communication, engineering, and medicine, along with tuition assistance in the Pennsylvania National Guard. To learn more about the Pennsylvania National Guard, check out Join PA Guard on Facebook and Instagram, or go to nationalguard.com/PA.
Is college in your future? The Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency helps PA students and families navigate all things college, such as scholarships, grants, and loans. For more information on ways to plan and pay for college, visit PHEAA.org. That's PHEAA.org. Are you having trouble saving to buy a home? The Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency offers down payment and closing cost assistance. Learn more at phfa.org or just Google PHFA and find out how you can buy a new home.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network. Welcome to the PIAA Radio Network Halftime Show. With a recap of the first half, here's Eric Thomas.
Welcome back to Hershey on the PIAA Radio Network, the boys 6A state championship game, and we've got a good one. Imhotep and Central Dauphin. Again, one of these two teams is going to make history tonight. Imhotep, if they win, will end up now with more state championships than anyone with 11. For Central Dauphin, it will be the first ever state basketball program in history, first state championship, in program history. So somebody's coming out of here with something landmark tonight. But we have a tie game through two quarters at 23-23. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. We're joined by the new executive director of the PIAA, Mark Byers. New by title, but not by new to the PIAA. Mark, you've been serving with this board for a long, long time in this staff. Dr. Robert Lombardi, your mentor, retires at the end of the year and turns the mantle over to you. I know you have nothing but respect for Dr. Lombardi, but what has it been like now that you are sitting in his seat and he is around but not around?
Yeah, it's just different. You know, as you said, you made me feel a lot older than I had hoped. So thanks, Bob, for doing that.
That's what I'm here for.
Thanks so much. Been around since '99. You know, worked my way up through. I worked for Brad Cashman as executive director, and then Bob learned a lot from both of them. They're not entirely different individuals, but they go about their business a little bit differently. Maybe I find myself somewhere in the middle of the two of them, but it's been enjoyable so far. I think Bob's greatest legacy is he left us with a fantastic staff, and I'm fortunate enough to come in, overseeing that staff, and we also have a tremendous board.
I'm glad you mentioned the fact, because I almost kind of forgot about the fact that when you started, it was Brad Cashman who was the executive director, because I've known both of them, not nearly as well as you, but I knew both of them, and they're very different people, but very, very good at what they did. And the reason why teams like Imhotep are here is because of the leadership of Brad Cashman. Right. He was the forerunner of wanting to get what is now District 12 and the Philadelphia Public League and the Philadelphia Catholic League into the PIAA. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it, but the reality is it was not a complete state until we got Philadelphia involved.
That's right. You know, at the time, I think it was 2004 when we first had a transition year and bringing in the Public League. Catholic League came in 2 years after that, but our bylaws, our Constitution always had this placeholder for Philadelphia County. And once we were fortunate enough to bring in and unite the entire state, then we really had a unified state championship.
Mark, this is your first basketball championships as executive director. How do you think this weekend has gone, and have you learned anything new that even though you were around for 26 years before this?
I think the thing that I learned new is that if you told me it was going to be 23-23 at the half of this 6A game, that's news to me. But no, it's been exciting. I said we have a tremendous staff. Jen Grasso, Pat Gephardt are our tournament directors in basketball. It's gone very smoothly. School's coming in. The one thing that gets lost in all of this is how hard the administrators work. You know, the rest of the state is on to spring sports, and the principals, athletic directors, superintendents are all dealing with the end of winter, getting through this championship season. So I think they're going to have a big sigh of relief when it comes to tomorrow. But at the same time, it's fun to be here have this culmination of the winter sports season, and then we'll move on from there.
And it is a very busy couple of weeks for you because wrestling takes a lot of work because there's a lot of people involved.
Yes.
And swimming is a long stretch because it's a 4-day stretch, and then obviously 12 basketball games. So it's a ramp up for you and the staff and everything that goes along with it from an administrative side.
It started back on March 1st. That's when we're putting together the basketball tournament, those 192 games in the first round. That's when we're going through and seeding our wrestling tournament, getting those brackets released that morning. At the same time, we're doing that for 1,600 swimmers that are coming into Bucknell. That all happens on that Sunday. And staff comes in. Some of them start as early as 6 a.m. that day and didn't get out of there until well after.
So I will leave you with this, Mark, because of everything that's going on. The end result of all of this is here we are at the end of the line and this 6A game. There's always a buzz when the 6A game gets underway because all of a sudden everybody's up at the rim. But it's also great to see. We've got a very electric crowd here tonight. It's great to see.
It's awesome. I said when I came on, we were just chatting a little bit. The noise is awesome.
Right.
Seeing the student sections from both sides being involved in the game, rooting for their teams. Again, I think they're having a great night just as much as the players. I will say in those 26 years prior, never had this seat looking out, so this is a fun perspective.
See? Look at that. And it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. The hard part is done. Now you go back and watch 16 minutes of basketball.
Hope it's going to be great.
Sounds like a plan. We're going to take a timeout. 23-23, Imhotep and Central Dauphin tied in the 6A championship. We'll have the start of the third quarter when we get back on the PIAA Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Zona, an osteopathic physician dedicated to protecting young people. Every family needs to know that 13 American teens die every week from a drug overdose, and most involve fentanyl. But many never even knew that's what they were taking. Because fentanyl can be found in fake prescription pills made to look like real medications, like Xanax or Percocet, and they're often sold on social media. Just one pill can kill. Learn more at fentanylawarenessday.org, presented by Song for Charlie through POMA.
The PIAA is proud to use Wilson basketballs. For athletes to perform at their best, they require the best. For over 100 years, that's what Wilson has delivered. Wilson is the best-selling high school basketball and the official basketball of the NBA and NCAA March Madness. Learn more at wilson.com.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network.
The media timeout.
We get set to start period number 3 again. 23-23 is our score. Scoring not leaders in this one for Imhotep. Dayuda Nair scored the first 5 points of the game for the Panthers. He's got 7. Zahir Muhammad Gray was 6, 2 each for Ian Smith, Kevin Benson, Lateef Lorenzana White, Rocky Johnson, and Malik Brown. For Central Dauphin, it's Shakur Starling, the star of the game so far. He's got 12, including a 3 that tied this thing up at halftime to beat the buzzer. Then 4 for Khalil Roberts, 3 for Shaheem Starling, and 2 each for Jelani Easter and Jared D'Olimpio. 23-23 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. We start the third quarter, and Central Dauphin has the basketball. Back to the man-to-man for Imhotep, and quickly stolen away by Lorenzano White. Up ahead and ripped away from behind and out of bounds by Shakur Starling. So a turnover for CD on their first possession, and Imhotep has it back. Good hustle play, however, by Shakur Starling to make sure that Lorenzano White couldn't go from one end to the other.
Let's see if Andre Noble changes the defense to prevent Central Dauphin from those lengthy possessions that they had in the first half.
Also curious to see if they don't kind of force feed the ball in the hands of Muhammad Gray a little bit more in this third quarter. He's got it right now. Backs down defender, off the rim, no good, and ball is corralled by Khalil Roberts, and back the other way comes Central Dauphin. Starling in the open floor, trying to go from one end to the other, and does.
Oh man, what a move! He beat Imhotep down the court to score.
14 points for Shakur Starling, and CD back up on top as a result. Our 8th lead change of this game. 7:10 left to go in the third quarter. Kevin Benson with a basketball in his hands, guarded by Jelani Easter. Tries to back him down, gets him inside the paint, trying to get him up in the air. Easter got a piece of it and got a piece of him as well. Foul on Jelani Easter. Kevin Benson made up his mind he was going to attack Easter and picks up his second foul. And Benson will be at the free throw line. Benson, a field goal so far in this game at the free throw line for the first time. Panthers 3 for 3 at the stripe in the first half. CD just 1 out of 2. First for Benson is good. Imhotep, 21st appearance in a state championship season, and they're 75-8 all time. As Rich said, that is the incredible record for Andre Noble. 75-8 all time.
It's crazy.
In just the state playoffs alone. 2 for 2 for Benson, ties the game at 25. And also, as Rich said, unbeaten in state championship games. 10-0 all time. Off the dribble, Shakur Smith for 2 more, right to between the 2 bigs. I believe you said fearless, Mr. Scarcella.
I did. He is so quick, and he is attacking. And that's something that Andre Noble said. We have to attack the rim.
27-25, CD back up on top. Muhammad
Double
Gray
team.
tries to go between 2 defenders. Poked away, turnover, Imhotep. Up ahead for Roberts, foul. D'Olimpio feeds it up ahead for Roberts, and Ian Smith had no choice but to foul him, and that's going to be number 3 on Ian Smith. Smith missed a good chunk of the second quarter. Once he picked up that second foul, he picks up his 3rd early in the 3rd.
Bob, in the 3A championship game earlier today with Trinity and West Catholic, you know, we wondered, how does Trinity's athleticism match up with West Catholic's? They did, and then some. Well, when Andre Noble told us before the game that CD is more athletic than his team, Imhotep, you and I both went, what? He was right.
Yeah, he's right. There's no question about it, but it's just a stunner to hear Imhotep's head coach say they're more athletic than us. It doesn't happen often. 28-25 after a 1 out of 2 for Khalil Roberts. Benson gets it to Smith, who just gets it across half court. Lorenzano White strong to the hole and a foul as well. Latif Lorenzano White with a bucket and a foul.
Drove through a lot of contact to score, got the bucket and the foul.
Foul is on D'Olimpio. That is the first on Jared D'Olimpio, second on Central Dauphin. We've had quite a few and ones in this game so far tonight. This game is being won at the rim. As Lorenzano White finishes off the three-point play, he's got 5, and we are tied again. 5 ties, 8 lead changes in this one. Still 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Easter in the front court gets it for Shaheem Starling, and the freshman will settle things into the offense for Central Dauphin. 9th grader, the ball in his hands in the boys 6A state championship game.
I think Seth Leonard wants to pull this out, run some clock here.
5:40 left to go.
Nope.
Post up down low. Shakur Smith misses the shot. Tipped around and controlled by Muhammad Gray. Back comes the Imhotep Panthers. Smith for Nair gets a man up in the air.
And
Count
scores.
the bucket and a foul.
Great.
Another pump fake will send him to the line.
Great pass by Lorenzano White in transition.
Nair with the bucket. He's looking to get to the double-figure mark. He can finish off the three-point play here. As I said a moment ago, lots of pump fakes have sent the players to the free throw line after a made bucket. Nair, the most recent of them, and he makes the free throw. Imhotep remains perfect at the free throw line, and they're back up on top by 3, 31-28.
Another lead change.
9 now between the two. Here's Easter driving, kicks it back instead for D'Olimpio. For Shaheem Smith and to Shakur. Guarded right now by Benson. They clear out, he drives, and a foul. He went right by Kevin Benson, and Benson had no choice but to hook him. Foul number 1 on Benson, number 2 on Imhotep. Not a shooting foul, I don't believe. Yes, it is.
I don't know if Imhotep has a defender that can keep Starling away from the basket.
Yeah, you wonder if
I
maybe
just
they
don't see
tried.
it.
I mean, Muhammad Gray at least would be able to meet him and fend him off at the back, but I don't think he's quick enough. Starling misses the first free throw. Smith with 3 fouls will come out. Rocky Johnson back in exchange of sophomores for Imhotep.
Andre Noble told us that Ian Smith is very fast, probably his fastest player, but he's no match for Starling right now.
He is feeling a ton of confidence for sure. Already with 16 points. He missed the first free throw. He makes the second. It's a 2-point game, 31-29. Imhotep on top. They've got the basketball. Quickly up across half court, but they don't have it for long. The pass from Mohamed Gray, too hot to handle. Nair lost the handle, turnover, Imhotep.
They just couldn't hold on to it.
5 minutes left to go in the third. Imhotep 31, Central Dauphin 29. Panthers come full court. Starling gets it across half court, kicks it to the corner. D'Olimpio for three in the lead, no. Ball deflected out, Mohamed Gray picks it up.
Look out.
Pushes it up ahead, to the rim, no good, but a foul. No, offensive foul. They called Zaire Mohamed Gray on the offensive foul. That's going to be his third.
It had to be using an elbow or extending an arm.
It was extending an arm.
There was no charge.
Shakur Starling ended up deep out of bounds, and there was no real argument at all from Andre Noble. So Zaire Mohamed Gray picks up his third foul. 2 of those 3 are offensive fouls. And CD gets it back. 4:45 left to go in the third, down by 2.
Zone press by the Panthers.
Mohamed Gray does stay out there with the 3 fouls. No problem for CD, but now a trap for Roberts. Swings it around for Starling in the corner. Drives inside. Lost the handle and a foul. Who's the foul on the reach-in? Mohamed Gray is there.
Yep. Let's see. And that's who it's on.
4. Zaire Mohamed Gray picks up his 4th foul with 4:31 left to go in the third quarter. He is headed to the bench. And it was a reach-in foul of all things. So CD will inbound underneath as a byproduct of the foul. Kevin Benson checks back in for Mohamed Gray. Inbounds for Shakur Starling. Tries to drive right around and bumped and fouled again.
Foul.
This one's going to be on Lorenzano White. That's going to be his second. And it's the 5th.
Yeah, they're going to the line
Imhotep.
now. Yep.
With 4 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Central Dauphin is at the free throw line in the bonus. Shakur Starling, who just went 1 for 2 at the line, is now going to shoot 2 more.
They're going to shoot the rest of the quarter, too. A lot of time on the clock here in the third quarter. But CD just 3 for 6 from the line.
First is good. It got a lot of rim, but he got the touch to roll it in. Shakur Starling had 15 points in the first round win over Pennsbury. He had 19 in the quarterfinals against Newcastle. He's at 18 right now with another free throw coming his way. And we're not halfway through the third quarter. And he pulls the string on the second one, comes up empty. Imhotep still on top. Now by just 1, 31-30. Beat the pressure across half court. Rocky Johnson gives it up to Ian Smith. Smith drives between everybody and finishes at the rim, and a foul as well. The 5'11 sophomore point guard split the defense and went to the rim.
With a burst of speed, just boom. Kicked it into another gear, got to the basket. He has a chance at the three-point play.
Foul called on Khalil Roberts. That's his first, CD's 4th. And Smith, another three-point play attempt for Imhotep. Their 3rd of this third quarter. And he misses the free throw, and Shaheem Smith has the rebound. 33-30 Imhotep. We're about to hit the halfway mark of the third quarter. We got ourselves a beauty in Hershey. Shakur Starling off the screen, swings it around to his little brother Shaheem. Gets himself into trouble with the dribble, gives it around Shakur for 3, short. Rebounded by Easter. Easter back up through traffic, and he draws the foul. Might be a war of attrition right now for CD as they continue to pile up the fouls against Imhotep.
War of attrition for Imhotep.
22 the foul, that's Rocky Johnson, his second. And that's going to lead us to a media timeout with 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the third. Imhotep 33, Central Dauphin 30, back with more. The boys 6A state championship game live on the PIAA Radio Network.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA, two community-focused organizations, are proud to be collaborating to provide Pennsylvanians free access to local high school sports broadcasts. To follow your schools, check your local TV and radio stations for coverage. Through the PAB and PIAA partnership, following Pennsylvania student athletes has never been easier.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
33-30, Imhotep on top of Central Dauphin. Rich, I go back to our pregame show. We talked about the coaching matchup. Andre Noble, 25 years, 553 wins, 10 state championship. Seth Leonard, first-year head coach. He's done a heck of a job.
He really has. They've, especially offensively, they've held the ball, extended possessions to wear down Imhotep. They've gone to the foul line, I don't know how many times, but they're drawing a lot of fouls. They're 4 for 8 from the line, but it just seems like they've been at the line a lot here in the third quarter. And defensively, they're not giving up much inside to the taller Imhotep Panthers.
Johnny Easter at the free throw line following the timeout, but he misses the first of 2 free throws. CD struggled a little bit at the free throw line here in the third quarter. But one thing that Seth Leonard talked about is he felt like this team was really together from the get-go, despite the change in the coaching staff. But Easter misses them both, so a wasted opportunity there for Central Dauphin. Imhotep stays on top by 3. They've got the basketball on the rebound.
CD just 4 for 10 from the line.
Lorenzano White drives inside. It's going to be an offensive foul, and Lorenzano White extended the left arm to fend off the defender. From my angle, saw it perfectly clear. Lorenzano White extended the left arm to separate himself, and that's number 3 on Lorenzano White.
Muhammad Gray has 4 fouls. Smith with 3. Lorenzano Gray with 3 for Imhotep.
With 3 minutes and 36 seconds still left in the third quarter. Up ahead, Jelani Easter and CD break the trap. Starling from the corner for 3. No. Rebounded, deflected. No. Saved by Shaheem Starling. Right back to Shakur. Start, fake the 3. Kicks it around. Roberts fakes the 3. He'll shoot a 2 instead. That's no good. And Nair pulls away the rebound away from a couple of Central Dauphin Rams. Smith up the floor trying to beat the trap. Knocked away from him. Ball loose on the floor. Starling saves it to another Starling. And the goaltender. No
There's
the goal. There's the goaltending. The call from behind, and it was the right call. And they better pull Daoud Nair away. He made the block, but it was definitely goaltending.
Oh, there was no question about it, Bob. No question at all.
I believe it was Shaheem Starling who got the bucket.
It was. It was.
We're going to get a timeout called, and Andre Noble is going to call a timeout, I think, for cooler heads to prevail right here. First timeout called by Imhotep comes with 3 minutes exactly remaining in the third quarter, and Imhotep calls the full timeout. So we'll take one with the Panthers. 3 minutes left to go in the third. Imhotep still clinging to what is right now a 1-point lead when we come back. 33-32 over Central Dauphin.
Are you looking for a career doing work that matters? Consider a degree program that will take you 2 years or less from Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, where you can receive collaborative, hands-on training and specialized knowledge. There's a high demand for our graduates, and the average starting salary is $52,500. Visit stevenscollege.edu to learn more.
It's interactive ice cream fun at the Turkey Hill Experience, located in Columbia, Pennsylvania. Learn how ice cream is made, invent and taste your own ice cream flavors in our taste lab. Milk our mechanical cows, star in your own commercial. Get unlimited free samples of iced tea and ice cream. Visit turkeyhillexperience.com for more information about the Turkey Hill Experience.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Following the Panther timeout, they've got the basketball in a lead, 33-32 with 3 minutes left to go in the third. Lorenzana White bringing the ball up the floor, hounding by Central Dauphin's defense. Kicks it around finally for Ian Smith, their sophomore point guard.
Bob, Andre Noble told us this season has been one of adversity for the Panthers. They're facing adversity right now, even though they're up one.
Smith drives off balance, no. Rebounded by Khalil Roberts. CD with a chance to retake the lead if they can cash it in on the other end. Olympio, Shakir, and Shaheem Smith. Lonnie Easter and Khalil Roberts, the 5 on the floor, the starters. Shakur Smith to the rim and finishes again.
He has been unbelievable for the Rams.
And the Rams have the lead as a result. And a timeout called on the floor as well. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, Central Dauphin called the timeout. It's a 30-second timeout for the Rams. We'll keep it here as Shakur Starling continues to impress and dazzle everyone here in Hershey with his performance tonight. Fearless, going to the rim time and time again. 8 points in a quarter. He now has 20 on the night.
Bob, Imhotep does not have somebody to stop him. And I never thought I'd say that. Again, he is attacking the basket. And with Zahir Muhammad Gray out, there's no one there to protect the rim.
So Starling with 8 again in the quarter, 20 on the night, and with his last 2, Central Dauphin is back up on top, 34-32. Our 10th lead change of this ball game. We've had 5 ties to go along with it, and we still have 2:20 left to go in the third. This is a long way from the finish line. It's been a dandy. Imhotep with the basketball. Central Dauphin will pick them up full court. And Zaire Muhammad Gray on the bench with 4 fouls. Smith to the rim, no. Tipped around, tipped out of bounds by Nair. It's going to be Central Dauphin basketball. Smith tried to use his speed to get out ahead of everyone else, but off balance and couldn't finish.
Here comes the pressure from the Panthers.
Khalil Roberts trying to avoid the trap, gives it up for Shakur Starling. Has to get it across half court still, and now does to beat the 10-second violation. They don't trap him. He kicks it to the corner to Easter. Easter now trapped in a corner, tries to step between, turned it over. Imhotep with the trap in the corner, gets the takeaway. They've got the ball back. Up ahead, Rocky Johnson tries to drive. He lost the handle on it. Turnover right back. 4 in the quarter, 10 on the night now in the turnover column for Imhotep. CD, on the other hand, has turned over just 5 times against Imhotep, with 1:45 in the third. Long pass up ahead and a dangerous one knocked away, but Shakur Starling grabs it for Central Dauphin. Going to drive right down the middle and nobody picked him up. An easy 2 more. 3-point lead now for Central Dauphin, and here's a steal by Shaheem Smith. But his Starling, but his pass into the baseline for D'Olimpio was airmailed into the crowd. Turnover right back for Central Dauphin.
Bob, right now the Rams have the Panthers reeling. Even though this is 1:25 left in the third quarter,
there's a steal on the ropes. The impound, it goes right to Shaheem Smith, Starling, who lays it in. They deflected it away. It went right to the hands of Shaheem Starling, who laid it in. Timeout, Imhotep. Andre Noble not happy with his crew right now as they've come unglued, and Central Dauphin has taken the lead by 5, 38-33.
Bob, the Rams are the aggressors. They have been from the start of the game, whether it was on offense or defense. Starling has just been incredible, especially here in the second half. He's got 22.
And Shaheem Starling with the find on the other end as he grabbed the loose ball, bounced right to him, and he finishes it. So he's got 4 more in this quarter as well. So it's the Starling brothers who have taken the mantle of this game right now, and it's something that Seth Leonard talked about being the more aggressive team. Both teams wanted to be the more aggressive team, but right now it is Central Dauphin that is winning that battle and winning the game as well. With 1:19 to go in the third and a 5-point advantage for Central Dauphin.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that they've been the aggressors. No doubt at all.
Matches the largest lead that Imhotep had. That was in the second quarter at 23-18.
This is going to take some work for Imhotep to recover from this. Again, it's not insurmountable, But the way they're playing right now, they're disjointed, no doubt about it.
So the Panthers will have the basketball. See how CD approaches this following the timeout.
Bob, I think back to something that Seth Leonard told us. He said, we think we have the better team.
So far, he's right.
So far, he's right. Yes, he is.
A little bit of a scaled back version of the 1-2-2 now for Central Dauphin. They dig across half court without a problem with Ian Smith. To the corner for Kevin Benson. Guarded by Shakur Starling. Gives it up instead for Smith and around for Lorenzano White. Trying to get by Jelani Easter. Poked away, ball's loose. Lorenzano White goes down to get it, but he traveled. It's all set up by the hands of Jelani Easter. He knocked it free. Turnover number 6 in this third quarter for Imhotep.
15 overall compared to 6 for CD.
So with the Rams with a 5-point advantage and inside of a minute to go in the third, they've got the ball back. Does Seth Leonard hold for 1 here?
I think he's going to wait for Starling to make. Oh,
well,
no.
Not with Kalani Roberts going right to the rim and scoring 2.
Nope.
Kalani Roberts had a different idea and he finished 40-33.
The Panthers are on the ropes right now.
35 seconds left to go in the third. Again, the double team swinging around. Lorenzano White for 3, buried it. Huge shot for Imhotep. With 25 seconds to go. Quickly up ahead for D'Olimpio. Up off the glass. No. Lorenzano White hustles back to get the rebound. Down by 4, Imhotep in the open floor. Lorenzano White slam it down. 5 straight for Latif Lorenzano White.
Just like that.
It's a 2-point game inside of 10 seconds to go. CD almost turned it over in the backcourt. Easter trying to keep it away. Picks it up and feeds it for Starling for 3 at the buzzer. No good. Latif Lorenzano White with a 5-point burst for Imhotep. The crowd is buzzing. It's a 2-point game with 8 minutes left to go in the boys 6A final. I don't know why you would, but don't go anywhere. We've got the finish line coming. 40-38, Central Dauphin on top, back on the PIAA Radio Network for the Final 8 after this.
Work hard and win big at West Virginia University. We automatically review applications for merit scholarship eligibility. No extra paperwork, no essays. Our scholarships are generous and non-competitive, which means if you have the grades, you have a scholarship. Plus, they're stackable, so you can get more than one and focus on what really matters. An easier path to your dream job. Let's go at wvu.edu.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Well, however this turns out, for the first 3 quarters of basketball, it has been a show between Imhotep and Central Dauphin. And thanks to the impressive performance in the last 35 seconds or so of that third quarter, Imhotep is right back in this basketball game. It's 40-38 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Central Dauphin is still on top, but is now what was a 7-point lead. Quickly went down to 2 as Lorenzano White buried a 3, came up with a steal, and came back with a slam to make it a 2-point game.
The Panthers looked disjointed. They looked like they were reeling and on the ropes. And just like that, in a matter of 15 seconds, they're back within 2.
Andre Noble would probably tell you that's exactly how this season has gone. He said that's been this season. They have overcome a fair share of adversity, and they're trying to do the same here in the state final. CD still has the lead. Imhotep has it to start the fourth quarter. 40-38, Rams on top. Ian Smith, the sophomore point guard. Zahir Muhammad Gray still on the bench with the 4 fouls for Imhotep. And a 5-second violation.
Yeah, sure
Imhotep will turn it right back over again.
With Central Dauphin in an extended 1-3-1 zone, and honestly, Smith just held the ball near midcourt, but he was guarded.
Rich, you mentioned this during the break, that the 5-point flurry by Lorenzano White may have bought Andre Noble a little bit more time with Muhammad Gray and those 4 fouls.
Yeah, right now they're down 2. Let's see how long he waits to put him back in the game.
Jelani Easter, along with Jared D'Olimpio, the Starling brothers, and Kalani Roberts, the 5 on the floor for Central Dauphin. Shaheem Starling swings it around for D'Olimpio and into Shakur Starling. Going to try for 3 more. This one is short. Tipped around, loose on the floor. Still loose on the floor. And Starling comes up with it and goes to the rim and scores 2 more. 24 for Shakur Starling.
He is everywhere for the Rams.
It's like there's 2 of them. All there is. There's two Starlings, that is. And now we're going to whistle a double dribble on the other end by Lorenzano White. A turnover again for Imhotep, their 14th of the night.
I thought there was some contact there before the double dribble. The officials obviously didn't think so.
42-38, Central Dauphin on top. Rams are going to get the ball back on that turnover.
We're down to 7:06. So still, he bought some more time. Andre Noble did.
Yeah, he just heard you say it because he just called Zahir Muhammad Gray to the scorer's table. D'Olimpio for Easter. Trying to beat Benson off the dribble, takes it inside, contact, and it will send Jelani Easter to the free throw line.
Yeah, Smith bumped him going to the basket.
CD continues to attack the glass.
The problem is CD is just 4 for 10 from the line.
Benson picks up his second. That's going to allow Muhammad Gray to come in after the first free throw for Easter. Easter 0 for 2 at the line. CD 3 for 8 at the free throw line in the third quarter. 4 for 10 on the night. And Easter misses the first one here.
We saw in the 3A boys final earlier today, Trinity had a comfortable lead and then finished 4 for 11 from the line and made things interesting before West Catholic missed a 3 at the buzzer and Trinity survived by 3.
Muhammad Gray back in, Rocky Johnson out. Easter makes the second. And timeout called by Central Dauphin. After the 1 out of 2 for Jelani Easter, it's a 43-38 game. Rich mentioned the game earlier today. Let's run through the entire weekend. Again, this is game 12 of the weekend. It started on Thursday at 12 noon. The girls' 2A game, Berlin Brothers Valley, won it over Neshannock 55-39. Followed by the boys' 1A game, won by Sankofa Freedom 55-52. The girls' 3A game was won by Greensburg Central Catholic over Holy Redeemer 52-41. And then the final game on Thursday night was the boys' 4A game. Devon Prep won that one 58-41. Friday, 12 noon, it was the 1A girls game. Delaware County Christian beat Williamsburg 39-36. The 2A boys game went to Sewickley Academy 52-36 over Old Forge. The 6A girls game, Upper Dublin wins it over Dallastown 54-33. And then the final game last night was the boys' 5A game. And Monsignor Bonner out of the Philadelphia Catholic League won its first ever state championship. They beat West York 62-35. The day started today at noon with the girls' 4A championship, and the Newman-Goretti girls beat Oakland Catholic 53-48. Rich just alluded to the boys' AAA game won by Trinity out of the Mid-Penn Conference, like Central Dauphin. Trinity beat West Catholic 52-49 under legendary longtime coach Larry Kostelak Jr. And then the 5A girls game was won by South Fayette 45-35. And here we are with 6:46 left to go in the boys' 6A game. CD on top of Imhotep 48-38. You heard them all right here on the PIAA Radio Network. If you missed any of them, you want to go back and listen to them, you can. Just go to our YouTube page on PIAA Radio Network, and they're there. You can listen to them at any time at your leisure and find out what you missed, or just hear it again because you want to hear the excitement, especially this one. Imhotep with a basketball and a 5-point deficit at 43-38.
Let's see when CD gets the ball if they attack Zaire Muhammad Gray, who has 4 fouls, just re-enter the game.
6:40 left to go in the ball game. Smith up ahead, bumped and fouled just before he might have overthrown a pass. So Smith saved on the bump and the foul. Foul's going to be called on Easter. That's going to be the third on Jelani Easter, first against CD here in the fourth quarter. So it's Lorenzano White, Muhammad Gray, Smith, Benson, and Nair. Andre Noble starting 5 out there right now for the Panthers. Benson trying to back down Easter. Nothing there. Reverses his ground. Muhammad Gray goes down in the post. Guarded by Roberts. They lob over the top of him. Muhammad Gray to the rim and 2.
Very nice set by Imhotep to get the ball into their mid-major prospect, or major prospect, high major prospect.
Back on the floor and immediately in the scoring column for Muhammad Gray. Shakur Smith, Kalani Roberts, D'Olimpio for three, no. Ball loose on the floor, still loose on the floor. Easter picks it up, goes to the rim and scores two. CD picking up all the loose balls.
Yeah, they've won most of the 50-50 balls tonight.
Jelani Easter with 5. The lead is 5 again, 45-40 Central Dauphin. Shaheem Smith hounding Ian Smith. He needs help. He gets it at the midcourt stripe by Muhammad Gray to the corner for Benson and three.
Bang.
Buried it. Kevin Benson with the three.
Great find by Muhammad Gray.
45-43. Third three of the night for Imhotep. Roberts to match that comes up empty. Muhammad Gray comes up with a rebound. With 5:30 to go, Imhotep with the ball and a chance to tie or take the lead. Smith is stripped by D'Olimpio. Back the other way comes Central Dauphin. D'Olimpio will wait for help. Wise choice. 5:15 to go. It's a 2-point game in favor of Central Dauphin.
Muhammad Gray stationed underneath the basket, protecting the rim.
Gives that little bit of that four-corner look, but Starling has a different idea. To D'Olimpio in the corner for three, no. Rebound deflected to Roberts into the paint. Puts up the shot, partially blocked, and ends up in the hands of Shaheem Smith, Starling, who lays it in.
I was surprised that wasn't called a jump ball, but the officials let him play, and Starling gets the finish.
The ball seems to find that ninth grader, Shaheem Starling, time and time again. Lorenzano White right through the defense for an easy two. He's got 12. 47-45. Starling back to and around from Shakur to Shaheem to Easter. CD on top by 2. Benson hounding Easter, who drives right between two defenders for an easy two.
Not good defense there by the Panthers, not at all.
49-45, 5 points in the quarter for Easter, 7 in the game. Nair to the rim, count the bucket and a foul. Again, Imhotep scoring and getting fouled time and time again in this second half.
Yeah, so far in this fourth quarter, they are attacking the rim offensively, something that Andre Noble has wanted all game.
Shakur Starling commits the foul, that's his second. So the bucket by Daouda Nair gives him 12 on the night and now a chance to add on to it at the free throw line. Missed it. Roberts has the rebound. Stays a 2-point CD lead, 49-47 Rams. Halfway through the fourth quarter. To the middle of the floor, Shaheem Starling. To the corner for Roberts and three, no. Gathered up on the rebound by Lorenzano White. Up ahead for Nair to the rim, no. Battle for the rebound, Roberts ripped it away and it's touched out of bounds last by Nair. It will be Imhotep basketball. It will be CD basketball when we come back. Media timeout, the final one of the night. In the fourth quarter, Central Dauphin 49, Imhotep 47. 3:45 left to go in the championship when we return to Hershey.
Today's game is streaming live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
The PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years. The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
How do you like your playoff basketball? 3:45 left to go in the 6A final. A 2-point game. Central Dauphin 49, Imhotep 47.
Bob, the last high school basketball game of the season in Pennsylvania has been a dandy. This has been as good as advertised. Both teams playing with intensity. Just some great individual plays on both sides. It's been everything we could have hoped for.
CD with the basketball following the timeout. Rams have 2 timeouts left. Imhotep 3. Imhotep showing that man-to-man full court pressure. CD deliberate to get it across half court. Shaheem Starling going to put up a 3. It's way off the mark and rebounded by Ian Smith. Not a good look that time for Central Dauphin coming out of the timeout.
Central Dauphin is 2 for 18 from three-point range.
Muhammad Gray's in trouble, and they try to bail him out for the bench. It was getting close to the 10-second violation, and Andre Noble, the clock was ticking loud in his head. He called a timeout for the bench. So that'll be the 3rd timeout called by Imhotep. It'll be just a 30-second timeout for the Panthers, and they'll get the ball still in their own backcourt. Problem for Muhammad Gray was twofold. One, he picked up his dribble, and his closest offensive teammate, Ian Smith, had been on the floor, got tripped up, and was laying on the ground, so he really had nowhere to go.
There's no option there. Bob, Central Dauphin has gotten away from attacking the rim. They are 2 for 18 from three-point range and 5 for 12 from the line. If not for those 2 numbers, they'd have a significant lead in this game.
Yeah, they have been attacking the glass relentlessly for good portions of it.
Yeah, they need to do
but
that.
ultimately settling for 3s at other portions. And just going back through this, and the only 3s of the night were by Shakur Starling. And of course, the second one was the one at the buzzer at the end of the second quarter that sent it to the locker room at tied at 23. That's the last made 3 of the night for Central Dauphin. Imhotep's only made 3 themselves. It has not been a 3-point game. It's been, if anything, made bucket and a free throw is the better way to get your 3. Because it's been an attack of the glass for both sides tonight.
A lot of athletic plays and a lot of athletic players on this floor.
Ian Smith hounded by Shaheem Starling and fouled. Sophomore guarded by the freshman, and Starling commits the foul. Shaheem commits his first. Second on Central Dauphin, third on Central Dauphin. Imhotep, for what it's worth, has only committed 1 so far. Got a long way to go before we start worrying about fouls to send your opponent to the line.
Both teams have 2 timeouts left, too.
Lorenzano White drives to the foul line, bumped away by Shakur Starling. Keeps his dribble alive, now he picks it up. Gives it back for Smith on the center circle. Right elbow jumper, no, and a foul over the back. Rocky Johnson over the back commits the foul for Imhotep. That'll be his 3rd for second foul on the Panthers. CD gets the ball back with 2:47 left to go. Jackson Davenport will check in, give the freshman Shaheem Starling a bit of a breather.
Imhotep full court pressure.
Jelani Easter, the lone senior in the rotation. Now it's joined by Davenport, another senior. Gives it up ahead for D'Olimpio. And now CD kind of spreading that floor a little bit.
D'Olimpio pulled the ball back. I thought he was going to try a 3, but I think he knew better.
2.5 left to go in the ball game. CD on top by 2. Easter drives. D'Olimpio for 3, well short. Rebound on the floor. Davenport had it for a moment. Ends up in the hands of Roberts. Feeds it up ahead. Ball deflected away. Still loose, and a reach-in foul going to be called. Davenport poked it away from Zahir Muhammad Gray, and they got him with his hand in the cookie jar. Foul on Davenport, his first, CD's 4th.
So the next foul, Imhotep will go to the line for the rest of this game.
And with that, Shaheem Starling right back in, Davenport out. 2:16 left to go. Imhotep with the basketball, CD with the lead. 49-47 Rams. Smith across half court for Lorenzano White. Guarded by D'Olimpio. And a foul.
And that's going to go to the line. Panthers are going to go to the line.
Shaheem Starling got himself up in the air and ended up on the back of Latif Lorenzano White. So that'll be the second on Shaheem Starling. And as Rich said, number 5 on CD. Latif Lorenzano-White at the free throw line to shoot 2 for Imhotep. Quiet in the first half. The lone senior starter for Imhotep has been big, especially in that third quarter. He's got 12 now on the night with 10 second half points. And make it one more, and another free throw coming his way that could tie the game.
The 3 he made, followed by that thunderous dunk at the end of the third quarter, were just special.
And when CD thought maybe they had Imhotep on the ropes at the time, went from a 7-point game to a 2-point game that quickly. And we are tied, 49-49, after the 2 for 2 for Lorenzano-White. First tie since it was 28-28 early in the third.
The fans here couldn't ask for a better game. I know we couldn't have asked for a better game. This is just an excellent game.
2 minutes left to go. Tied at 49. CD with the basketball. Shakur Starling. Foul. Malik Brown got himself up in the air and couldn't control it and ends up on the back. It's his first, team's third. Shakur Starling with 24. Younger brother Shaheem with 9 to lead the way for Central Dauphin. 5 in this fourth quarter for Jelani Easter as he picked up his offensive scoring pace.
He's got 4 fouls right now. The only Ram player in foul trouble.
Jackson Davenport back in the game for Central Dauphin. He inbound back to half court to Easter. 1:50 left to go. Muhammad Gray playing with 4 fouls, guards Easter. They give it up. Or Kahil Roberts, excuse me. Roberts trying to get away from Lorenzano-White, gives it up for Easter. Drives, kicks it, Davenport back to Easter. Dangerous pass, Easter takes it away from Muhammad Gray. A minute and a half to go.
I think they're going to try to hold the ball here unless they get a layup.
Bumped and fouled. Smith went for the steal, made the collision with Easter. Foul number 4 on Ian Smith is also number 4 on Imhotep, so the next one puts CD at the line. 1 minute, 21 seconds to go. On the contact foul, Central Dauphin inbounds underneath their own bucket. Inbounds for Roberts. Thought about the 3, drives instead to the baseline. Poke loose. Ball loose on the floor. Bodies dive on it. And a timeout called from the bench. Let's wait and see what happens here. A little bit of extra afterwards. Is it a jump ball or a timeout?
If it's a jump ball, it's Central Dauphin ball. So let's see if they award the timeout, because then that would...
It would be Central Dauphin's ball too, because they can't give the timeout unless it's Central Dauphin possession. So it's Central Dauphin ball one way or another.
And they have one timeout left, Bob.
Yep. So CD does call the timeout to save the possession. It'll be a full timeout called by the Rams. 1:15 to go. We'll keep it here. 49-49. So CD, as Rich said, has 1 timeout left. Imhotep has 2. Bonus situation is involved as well. Both teams are over the limit, and any foul they commit sends your opponent to the line to shoot 2.
Can the Rams hold the ball for the last 75 seconds for
Not
the
a
last shot?
chance.
I can't imagine.
Not against this team in this environment. I mean, they might try it, but that's a mountain to climb.
It sure is.
Now they have held it for long possessions in this game.
They have.
But again, any foul, any reach in by Imhotep puts them on the free throw line. So it's not a bad thought process. It's just a matter of whether or not they can execute it.
I mean, you hold the ball, but you look for a layup or an open shot.
And they've had a ton of them tonight. They have attacked the glass so well. That's how they changed this game into their favor. It's even right now. We're going to the wire in the finale of the basketball season. It's a great way to end. We're happy that we could bring it to you right here on the PIAA Radio Network. Our maiden voyage, and it's been smooth sailing. CD inbounds under its own bucket. Jackson Davenport, the senior, in on the inbounds play for the Central Dauphin. Has to go all the way out to half court to Kahil Roberts. Ball with Jelani Easter.
Yep.
And
Seth Lender's saying, hold it out there.
Shakur Starling and Jared DeLimpio, the 5 on the floor for Central Dauphin. Roberts out near half court. Guarded by Malik Smith. Drives to the foul line, then kicks it back for Starling. inside of a minute to go. So far, 20 seconds off the clock for Central Dauphin. Starling, trapped, gives it up in the middle of the floor. It's loose. Olympio picks it up. CD still has it with 45 on the clock.
The Rams dodged a bullet there.
Starling drives and then kicks it back to Roberts at half court. Inside of 40 seconds to go. And now 35. Easter drives, kicks it back to Roberts. Down to 30 seconds left to go.
Well, the problem for Central Dauphin is if Imhotep fouls, they're just 5 for 12 from the line.
Roberts gives it up for D'Olimpio. Back to Easter with 20 seconds to go in the hands of Jelani Easter.
Seth Leonard playing for one shot and the championship.
Easter season opening. Easter goes to the rim and count the bucket and a foul. Jelani Easter, who's had a huge fourth quarter, scores the bucket and draws a foul.
Incredible drive. He just saw an opening and attacked the rim.
Chance to give Central Dauphin a 3-point lead with 13.2 left to go. Jelani Easter, 1 for 4 at the free throw line tonight. Kevin Benson back in, Malik Brown out for Imhotep.
What a terrific drive. We said that. They had to do that. Don't settle for threes. And Easter found a crease and went to the rim.
Seth Leonard will burn his final timeout here. That does give Andre Noble a chance to kind of decide how to map this thing out, miss or make for Jelani Easter.
He has 2 timeouts left. The Panthers do. So he may have called one, but Central Dauphin did. And
CD's going to get 6'9" junior Johnny Shirey into the game to help protect on defense.
Or to guard the inbound pass.
Also true.
We'll see.
13.2 left, and we still have a free throw coming for Jelani Easter. Wow, has he come alive here in this fourth quarter. At 2 points through 3 quarters, has 7 in this fourth with another free throw coming his way.
He's got the last 2 buckets for Central Dauphin, both on drives with a burst of speed to the rim.
So Central Dauphin now out of timeouts. As Rich said, Imhotep still has 2 left.
And I'm going to guess that depending on what happens here, that Andre Noble may call a timeout when the Panthers get into the front court if they need a 2 or a 3, depending on whether they need a 2 or a 3.
So Easter, who made the bucket and got fouled, is at the free throw line. Foul shot bounces around the rim and goes in.
Here we go. Let's see what happens.
52-49. Imhotep on the inbound. Smith across half court with 10. Smith drives, kicks. Lorenzana White. Muhammad Gray, 3. Good if it goes. It does not. Easter has the rebound. They fight for it. Jump ball.
Central
with
Dauphin
1.8 seconds left to go. The possession arrow favors the Rams. CD with a 3-point lead has to inbound. Imhotep will go for the steal. If not, they'll foul.
This is going to be tough. Steal and a 3-point shot to tie it.
Imhotep appears to be arguing that it should be their ball on the possession arrow.
Well, it never changed down here, Bob. Remember, Central Dauphin called the timeout.
Right.
Maybe that's what the Panthers are thinking.
So the official is over checking to make sure. He says, yep, it's going that way. Rich's point is correct. CD has the basketball, and they will inbound underneath. Khalil Roberts will inbound. Inbound for Easter. Throws it across after a foul committed before the pass. So Easter was fouled in the act. He was just trying to throw it to half court to D'Olimpio.
And the Central Dauphin fans here who have filled the Giants Center are going absolutely berserk.
0.5 of a second left. So a second went off the clock. Jelani Easter can end this if he makes 1 free throw.
That's all he has to do.
He will shoot 2 of them.
That was a 5th foul on Muhammad Gray, excuse me.
So Zaire Muhammad Gray committed the foul, his 5th. He fouls out with just 8 points, saddled with foul troubles in the second half. Easter's first is no good. Imhotep still has a pulse with another free throw coming from Easter. CD fans, and there's plenty of them here, on their feet. Pretty much everybody's on their feet.
Yeah, not if Easter makes this. It's over.
No good. Lorenzana White with a heave, and the Central Dauphin Rams, for the first time in program history, are state champions on the basketball floor. They win it over Imhotep 52-49. Andre Noble suffers his first ever loss in a state championship, and Imhotep remains tied at the top of the mountain with Newman Goretti and Kennedy Catholic with 10 state championships. Central Dauphin has won. A epic finish, 52-49, Rams win it.
Epic game, an outstanding coaching job by first-year coach Seth Leonard and his staff. He's told us before the game, we have the better team, and tonight they were the better team, despite the resilience from the Panthers.
52-49 your final score. When we come back, Central Dauphin will get the gold medal, Imhotep will get the silver, and we hope to have a conversation with our player of the game, all when we come back on the PIAA Radio Network.
The PIAA is honored to have St. Luke's University Health Network, a nationally recognized entity in sports medicine, as the official medical provider of the PIAA Championships. St. Luke's University Health Network is a top 100 major teaching hospital which provides care to athletes ranging from youth sports to professional athletes in Pennsylvania. St. Luke's Sports Medicine offers comprehensive athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. St. Luke's is proud to have been chosen to support the Champions of Pennsylvania as the official medical provider of the PIAA Championships.
Right now, PIAA fans can save big on Big Ten Plus. Stream the 2026-2027 Big Ten men's and women's basketball with 2,700 more events across the Big Ten this season. Go to big10plus.com and make sure you enter the code PIAABB when selecting an annual pass at checkout to secure 1 year of Big Ten Plus for only $30, a $60 value. Attention fans, get your next game day ticket using Hometown. As the official online ticketing partner of the PIAA, Hometown gives you a simple and secure way to search, buy, and scan your ticket right from your phone. Download the Hometown Fan app from your mobile app store today.
Get a head start on your career in exciting fields like science, communication, engineering, and medicine, along with tuition assistance in the Pennsylvania National Guard. To learn more about the Pennsylvania National Guard, check out Join PA Guard on Facebook and Instagram, or go to nationalguard.com/PA. Fans, you can have it in white, chocolate, strawberry, or practically any flavor you like. It's the beauty of milk, and no other drink quenches a king-size thirst like milk. After practice, reach beyond the colas and other drinks and get your hands on a tall, cold glass of milk and enjoy. Whole milk, whole nutrition. The PIAA thanks the Allied Milk Producers of Pennsylvania for supplying our athletes with delicious chocolate milk for their bus rides home after today's championships.
You are listening to the PIAA Basketball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network. Welcome to the PIAA Radio Network Postgame Show. With a recap of the championship game, here's Eric Thomas.
Welcome back to our postgame show where the Central Dauphin Rams defeat the Imhotep Panthers by a final score of 52-49. And we told you from the very beginning that history was going to be made by somebody in this game. If Imhotep wins, they've got more state championships than anyone with 11. If Central Dauphin wins, it's the first in program history. Well, it went to the Rams today in a 52-49 game and a back-and-forth game as well. And I still go back, Rich, to that shot by Shakur Starling at the end of the second quarter. It sent us to the locker rooms tied at 23, but it also sent Central Dauphin to the locker room in a sprint. I think it changed the confidence level for CD going into the second half.
It might have, Bob, but I think CD had the most energy and were the aggressors from the beginning of the game till the end. Imhotep played well. They fought. They had some foul trouble, and they almost had a chance. They tie it with 2:01 left, and then CD holds the ball for almost a minute 45, and Jelani Easter, with a burst of speed, goes to the basket, converts a three-point play. That's the difference.
And we mentioned this, especially in that fourth quarter. There were a lot of deflected balls loose on the floor. Some of it, by happenstance, ended up in CD's hands. A lot of it, by hustle, ended up in CD's hands. You talk about winning 50-50 balls.
Absolutely.
It seemed like CD was a lot higher than 50-50. It was almost about 90-10. CD kept coming up with the ball.
They won a lot of those loose balls. They were on the floor diving and did a great job. They were the aggressor. The only thing that they got away from what was working, and that's going to the basket. They were shooting three-point shots, and they went 2 for 18 from three, and the free throw shooting. They finished 6 for 15. If they had shot better, just like Trinity, this would have been a little wider margin at the end.
Yeah, they did not make a three in the second half, and the irony is they won it by Jelani Easter going to the bucket, getting a shot, getting fouled as well, and going to the line to try to make it a three-point play. He really came alive in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, he really did.
Central Dauphin.
The old-fashioned three-point play.
Exactly right. There's the different way to get it. Imhotep did that a lot in the third quarter. And again, it was a lot of Central Dauphin getting to the basket despite the size. But again, then when Muhammad Gray is out because of the foul difficulties, and he was out of the game for a good chunk of that third quarter, that's when Shakur Starling and CD really attacked the glass. And in the end, he was, without a doubt, Shakur Starling was the difference maker in this game. He was brilliant. 17.4 points per game. He gets 24 tonight, but he didn't get just 24. He got 24 in the state final against Imhotep and against two Division I players. Latif Lorenzano White is already committed to Drexel, and Zahir Muhammad Gray is just a junior, and he is already going to be getting offers from mid to higher level Division I teams. So you're going right in the teeth of an Imhotep defense that's led and size-wise by two Division I prospects. And Shakur Starling, who is listed at 6'2", just time and time again, went inside and scored against those two bigs.
We talked about Starling being fearless, but the whole Trinity team was fearless. They attacked offensively. They attacked Imhotep defensively. They did a great job of shutting off Imhotep with just 14 points in the lane. Just an incredible defensive job by the Central Dauphin Rams.
And a pretty cool sight right in front of us right now is Seth Leonard, as protocol is, the head coach hands out the medals and puts the medals on each of his players, each of his assistant coaches, and then eventually the last one to get the medal is the head coach. And Seth Leonard, first-year head coach, and he talked about it with us before the game, about how this team bought in from the beginning.
Yes.
He puts a lot in his religion. He feels as if his team is also a byproduct of all of that they believe as well. And he felt as if that his team was destined to be in this game and ultimately to win this game. And you can't argue with him now.
He said, we are a very high IQ team. You saw it here tonight. They made a lot of smart plays, did a magnificent job. They fought their way through the state tournament, especially the quarterfinals and the semifinals, edging Newcastle and then Upper St. Clair out of District 7. But they finished the season with a 22-game winning streak.
On the flip side of that, one of the most incredible feats in high school state history in the state of Pennsylvania, Imhotep and Andre Noble is now not unbeaten any longer in a state championship. It's an incredible statistic to be 10-0 all time in state championships. It started in 2009 at the 2A level. They won 3 in a row, 3 out of 4, 09, 11, and 12 at 2A. They got moved up to 3A. They won the 3A title in 13. Then to 4A. And when the classifications went to 6 classifications, they went to 4A. 17, 18, and 19. They won 3 in a row in Class 4A. Then they won 3 in a row at 5A. 2022, 23, and 24. Looking to be the first program in Pennsylvania basketball history to win a state championship at 5 different levels. Well, that is still at 4 different levels as they are denied their first attempt at a 6A championship.
Bob, you and I have so much respect for Andre Noble. He is a completely class act. He develops players. He is a role model. He's a father figure for all the players that have come through his program in the last 25 years. And I can't say enough good things about Andre Noble. And I know people in the coaching profession have talked to me about him, and he just said he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. And this tonight isn't going to tarnish that. That's not going to change that. It might have a 1 after 10 wins in a state final. But that guy is a class act.
Yeah, there's no question about that. As the Central Dauphin players are now celebrating with their students, and they have earned it because those kids were great all night long. With that, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we hope to have a conversation with our player of the game as our postgame show continues here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Becoming a champion is an incredible accomplishment, especially at a level as competitive as the PIAA. That's why the Faulkner Automotive Group proudly salutes the student athletes and their families for making it this far. When it's time to upgrade your vehicle, choose any of the 31 Faulkner dealerships in Philadelphia, Lancaster, Bethlehem, Harrisburg, or Mechanicsburg. You'll find award-winning teams doing business the right way and a fast and easy buying experience. Compare low prices on thousands of vehicles and find the one that's perfect for you. Faulkner, to be sure.
The PIAA would like to thank Preferred Headwear and Head Brand supplier Outdoor Cap and Junk Brands for their continued sponsorship of PIAA athletics. Their products are built to perform with style from the sidelines to the stands. Visit junkbrands.com to learn more. Huddle is proud to partner with the PIAA. Huddle is an industry leader in video analysis software and game breakdowns designed to make your program stronger and your players better. To learn more, visit HUDL.com.
If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
Continuing our post-game show with the Central Dauphin Rams winning over Imhotep by a final score of 52-49 with Jelani Easter, the lone senior in the starting lineup. And I want to start with that, Johnny, because obviously it's the first state championship in program history. But as the senior, and you got to be a leader for this team, what's it been like as this team has evolved under Seth Leonard in this first year with him?
It's been great. It's been amazing to see the progression from the start to the end. Like at the beginning, they came in saying we're going to win all 3 championships. We thought they were crazy, but the more and more we win, we kept winning, we kept believing. It was great.
Do you remember the first practice when Coach Leonard said this is the first step toward a state championship?
I remember that like every day. It was just like yesterday. It's going by so fast, but it's beautiful to see what it turned into.
I'll tell you what, in the fourth quarter, I mean, you had a quiet night offensively tonight with just 2 points in the first quarter, but it changed in the fourth quarter. Did it feel like it changed to you? You came alive offensively in the fourth quarter. Did it feel like that to you, or did you just feel like you were just caught up in the flow of the game?
It was just in the flow of the game, you know. We had Core had a big night early. He kept us going, and when they started keying in on him, other guys had to step up. So I was in that role, and I had to finish for him.
Jelani, you guys held the ball for a minute 45 at the end after Imhotep tied it. What did Coach say, and what did you see on your game-winning drive?
Coach told us we're going to hold the ball until the last shot. We're going to get the last offensive possession, and that's exactly what we did. He drew it up perfectly. Everything that happened, he drew it up. He called it out. So when I seen the open lane to refuse the screen, he told me to refuse it. I just went.
One of the things we talked about during the broadcast, Jelani, was the fact that You always talk about 50-50 balls and winning 50-50 balls. You guys won that by a landslide tonight. It seemed like every loose ball went your way, and that's just hustle points.
Yep, of course. Coach preached it at the beginning. He said championships are made off of those 50-50 balls. So if we beat them by 50-50 balls, there's a good chance we win the game.
Coach told us before the game that you guys were the better team. Did he tell you that, and did you believe it going into this?
He told us this entire week coming up, and we believed it every single day. Every day in practice, we believed.
Jelani Easter, you're the part of the first state championship in program history. Congratulations, young man. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Go enjoy it. Congratulations. Great game. 8
of his 10 points in the fourth quarter, Jelani Easter helping lead his team to a state championship. And, of course, Shakur Starling, the 24 points to lead the way. His younger brother, Shaheem Starling, with 9, 7 for Khalil Roberts, and 2 for Jared D'Olimpio and the Central Dauphin Rams. For Imhotep, they were led tonight by Latif Lorenzo White with 14, 12 for Daiuda Nair, 8 for Zaire Mohammed Gray, 7 for Kevin Benson, and 2 each for Ian Smith, Rocky Johnson, and Malik Brown. And the Imhotep Panthers total of 49. 25-7 is what Imhotep will end up with in the 2026 season. They are the District 12 champions. They come up as the silver medalist in the state championship. Central Dauphin ends the season at 27-3. The Mid-Penn Conference champions, the District 3 champions, and now PIAA state champions as well. My broadcast partner, Rich Garcella. Rich, you've been at state championships before. I drug you into this to do the long marathon of being here for the whole weekend as part of this PIAA radio network. Welcome aboard. What do you think?
Well, there were 3 excuse me. There were 3 games that stick out. The single A game, the 2 games today, the 3A boys game and this game. This was an outstanding way to finish the high school season in Pennsylvania. Central Dauphin deserves all the praise. They were the aggressors. They were the better team.
And that will do it for our broadcast. A couple of thank yous. One to Matt Flannery, who's been our producer through all of it. Our broadcast partners, Christy Britton, who was with us for the entire girls game. Eric Thomas, who came up with the idea of having a PIAA radio network. Thanks to Bob Lombardi, the former executive director, and now Mark Byers, who spent some time with us at halftime, the current executive director, and Lindsey Barna, Jen Grossel, and Pat Gebhardt, the staff of the PIAA, for buying in on the idea of the PIAA radio network. It was great in football season. It may have been even better here in the basketball season. We hope to continue it for many years to come. But for Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening throughout the 12 broadcasts. And the last one was a dandy, as Central Dauphin is your PIAA 6A boys state champion by a final score of 52-49. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for listening all weekend long.
Thank you for tuning in to today's state championship game on the PIAA Radio Network. This broadcast is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, broadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the PIAA is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned for more state championship broadcasts on the PIAA Radio Network, and stay up to date with sports news all across the Commonwealth at PIAA.org. The preceding has been a presentation of the PIAA Radio Network.